Are you part of the 55% of people in KZN who grew up with poverty and hardship? I am. My name is Treverson Astley Padiachi, and this is my story. My family, which consisted of 4, grew up in a small outbuilding in the heart of Chatswood. Life wasn't all roses. Our backgrounds were tough. What seemed like a normal upbringing was far from what it should have been. At the age of 5, I've realized that abuse was not normal. Remembering the arguments that echoed through the night, the emotional and physical abuse I've witnessed was a constant reminder that something was out of place. Relocating was not an end to the trauma. The struggles continued. School was a place of comfort, and I embraced every moment of it, knowing that this feeling wouldn't come home with me, as my happiness was dependent on the mood of others. As much as I love my friends, my school attire was not on par with my peers, and I was bullied for that, which left an emotional scar at the time. My wardrobe, which consisted of 2 pairs of pants and large shoes that wrapped around my feet with the help of some tissues. My parents did all they could daily to ensure our table had food on it. A kind tuck shop owner generously provided bread for us on a daily basis, a guardian angel that always had our back. This upbringing caused rebellion towards the 2 institutions that's supposed to be the fundamental stages of a teenager's life. The persuasion from the religious institution frustrated me because attending church did not seem to improve our situation at home and our quality of life. I've often witnessed by this time that the motive of my spiritual leader was not to help wholeheartedly unless if it was accompanied by a financial gain. Worshippers were seated accordingly to their financial status in society. Teachers from the educational institution just did their job, but there was no guardianship. What seemed like a bright future to the outside world was a place of hell to my inside world. I needed a leader, a mentor, someone to guide me, someone to tell me how it should be done. I was always left with a question about my true meaning of life. The confusion, the anger and rebellion led me down a path of substance abuse. The enrollment to university seemed like a brave one, a bright light on my horizon. But my efforts to succeed was short-lived when I witnessed my mum reach into a purse to dig out her last few cents for transport. And that, yet again, broke me. I was a campus dropout, dedicating the rest of my life towards employment so I could give back to the sacrifices my parents made for our household. My working experience was one which required me to interact with people, and within that I started understanding myself. Starting from the absolute bottom of the corporate ladder, I pushed myself and my abilities to make this a success. In between my working career, I was still plagued with personal issues, mixing between recreational drugs and alcohol with secret side relationships just to try to achieve a momentarily feeling of self-worth. I eventually gave into my persistence of staying away from church. Yes, I finally decided to give it one more try when my father invited me to join him. Then boom, this was a turning point in my life. It was the first steps I've taken into this establishment where I felt entirely a new feeling that overwhelmed every hair and bone in my body. It was a feeling of inner peace and comfort which I had longed for all my life. Surrounding myself with the people and energy of this church drastically improved the situation at home. For the first time ever, our home was full with this amazing sense of peace. Witnessing no arguments and no physical abuse, I was overcome with emotion. I felt years of burdens instantly come off, the weight of the world released. I started asking myself, what am I doing with my life? Where to from here? There's so much to learn, so much to do, and so much to give back. This whole time, my arrogance made me feel that I knew it all. It made me believe that I already had the answers to life's obstacles. I felt sorry for myself. I believed that I was poor and people should pity me just because I came from a poor background. I looked for happiness in material things. I had so much to learn and develop. For as long as I could remember, even through the hardship, I've always wanted to help. Whether it be helping an old lady carry their grocery bags, or giving someone a helping hand with their chores, or being the person to lend a shoulder to lean on, I was there. A decade later, and here I am. I've overcome my deepest fears, my insecurities, and my old way of thinking. I've set a foundation for my future. I've forgiven, and the memories of my experience is guiding me to help others. I grew a deeper passion to help. We've realized that there were hundreds and thousands of people just like me who still go through the same issues I've encountered in my life on a daily basis. To those people now, I want to say, I understand what you're going through. It's going to be okay. The road isn't going to be a quick and easy one, but the results will come. Asking for help is nothing to be ashamed of. Mentors are all around us in some shape or form. We will only acknowledge them when we are open and willing to receive help. My plan is to share my journey with you. I now live in peace, and I want you to experience that too. Let's fight pride with humility, fight fear with faith, fight anger with self-control, and fight hate with love. Give me your hand and we can walk through this journey together.